Well, The Amazing Race right here on CBS wrapped up its 29th season Thursday, crowning its two new winners, Scott Flanary and Brooke Camhi.
You are the official winners of The Amazing Race.
The two were paired up as perfect strangers, which was the theme this season. But after 9 countries, 17 cities, and more than 36,000 miles, Scott and Brooke won the $1 million prize. And before I bring them in, full disclosure here, Scott Flanary is my brother-in-law, and I had no idea until watching the show last night that he actually won. So let's bring them in right now. And Scotty, I gotta tell you here, you really, how on earth did you keep this secret from not only me, but your brother, who is my husband, your poor mother and father? What's up with that?
I mean, as a super fan of the show, you don't want anyone to know the results whatsoever. So it's interesting because 11 months today is when that finale was filmed. So we kept the secret quite a long time.
And I mean, Brooke, you guys were basically the underdogs. You were in the back of the pack for a lot of the season. And then suddenly you get into this last leg and you guys were like a machine. How? How did it happen?
Well, I think that what happened is as the race went on, it became a little bit less about climbing stairs and running miles and a little bit more about artistic tasks that required dexterity, mental challenges, and between an audiographic memory and smarts between the two of us, we knew that this is where we were going to be able to really excel. So we knew that if we made it to that memory challenge, that we had it in the bag.
Absolutely.
No doubt you were team drama, even though that hashtag didn't come until later in the season here. How did you guys get through this together, really?
I feel like, you know, we are cut from the same cloth to a degree. We're both type A personalities, both super fans of the show. We really wanted to play the game, which I know a lot of Amazing Race fans aren't a fan of, but we wanted to break the mold of the Amazing Race. What does that mean to win? So for us, that was strategy. And even though we were at each other, it's because we were trying to get to the same result, which was winning, and we did it.
And Scott, like you talk about playing the game, you brought some serious social game. How much do you think that played into this big win?
Oh my gosh, I think our social game absolutely played into the win because, you know, we're not the most physical team, and this was a very physical race. So we had to say, okay, plan B is mental and social game, and the mental task just didn't come up. So it was making alliances, making true friendships, using them to our advantage while also helping other people out, but then dropping them when not necessary and you turning those folks out. I mean, that's ultimately what helped us win the game, I think.
Okay, Brooke, you know I love you here, but for a lot of this race, you had a little bit of a I can't do it attitude. Do you feel like you pulled your own weight throughout the whole season?
I mean, I'd like to think so. I did half the tasks, I did half the work. Scott never threw me over his back and crossed the finish line, so, you know, I did it all. And I don't know if it's like I can't do attitude or if it's just sort of I can't mantra, because I never even realized I was saying it, and as I was doing it, well, I did it as I was saying I couldn't. So I think if you mute the television, I look pretty boss, but if you hear what I'm saying, it's basically I'm psyching myself out as I'm doing it. So, you know, I don't think there was ever a time, with one exception, where the task in Africa was so physically demanding that I didn't know if I actually had the, you know, the weight and the muscle power behind it. But other than that, I don't think there was any time that I actually believed that I couldn't. It was just, I guess, what I say to myself to psych myself up to keep going. It wasn't even something that was consciously said. So yes is the answer to your question.
Yes, you can. 9 countries, you guys. What was your most favorite moment, Scott?
Oh, my most favorite moment was crossing the finish line in America, but besides that, I'm going to say our win in Korea, because we both wanted to win a leg, and up to that point, we were trying really hard to play the game. It was the first time that we could really make it happen.
But Brooke, like aside from the gameplay, I mean, obviously that's the focus of this whole show, but I mean, you really did get to see the world here. I mean, what was your favorite country, favorite city, favorite moment of like, whoa, game aside, this is pretty awesome?
Game aside, I think the most beautiful place that we went was probably Greece. I mean, my family is from that part of the world, and I've always wanted to go. And plus, it was a leg where we had to drive ourselves around, so we got to see a bit more of the country. We ended up at the Acropolis, which is one of the most incredible sights I've ever seen. So that was probably, you know, ignoring all of the gameplay, the most beautiful place, that and Norway, with all of the green fjords and landscape, and we drove ourselves there too. So maybe that's what I liked, is getting to see it a little bit, not from the back seat of a taxi, but when we're deciding when to take a left and when to take a right and how to get to where we need to go.
And running that Greece track, the first Olympic stadium, oh my gosh, right?
Like you're finishing a marathon.
It was great, like you're finishing a marathon.
Okay, so all we get to see as viewers is the final edited product, of course. But Brooke, I mean, behind the scenes here, I know my brother-in-law. I love him, but I know him well. I know what he can be like. What was it like racing with him?
I plead the fifth. He's going to yell at me when this thing is. No, I'm just kidding. Sky and I are very different when it comes to how we self-motivate and what we need in a cheerleader. I like someone who says, "You're doing great, keep it up." Scott likes when he's working on a task, he prefers not to hear that. He just wants to internalize and likes it a little bit more quiet. So it took us a little bit of time to realize what we like is not necessarily what a stranger would like from us. But you know, we had our moments of snark and wanting to claw each other's eyes out, but what we were able to do, which I think is actually a testament to both of us, is at the end of a leg, we were able to say, okay, let's put it behind us. What do we need to do better for the next one? And I think you'll notice, you know, from leg 4 when we were in 7th place, we steadily climbed a place almost exactly for each leg of the race until we ended up at the top. And I just think that shows that we were willing to grow with each other and willing to learn how each other works. And that's what you need to do. I mean, it's great if you're, you know, up at the top all of the time, but it's another thing to learn how you need to, what you need to do with each other to actually get there. And I think that's something that we actually did well.
Yeah, there can be complacency that comes with staying up at the top the whole time. All right, so here's the $1 million question. Scotty, what are you going to do with your half of the $1 million?
Oh no, I'm such a boring
Tell her
winner.
you're going to buy her a present.
I'm going to buy my sister-in-law a present. No,
and contribute to your nephew's college fund?
That's right, that's right. No, my parents have supported me throughout my entire life, and not only just in life, but on this journey specifically. They said, if this is the goal you want in life, to be on the Amazing Race and to win it, we're going to do whatever it takes to support you in that goal. So because I was able to achieve that goal, I'm going to pay for their anniversary present, which is coming up this month. And then I'm also going to, I know, don't tell them, I guess they will not know. But then I'm also going to invest and pay off student loans.
Excellent. Brooke, how about you?
I am buying an apartment, which is great because rent in New York City is too expensive, so it's nice to have money for a down payment. I am paying for my brother's honeymoon. He just got married, and so I'm sending him and my sister-in-law to Spain and Portugal.
Amazing.
And then my parents actually are celebrating their 40th wedding anniversary this month, so I bought them. They're cruising people, so I bought them a cruise. So
amazing. You
happy
guys
anniversary,
are awesome.
Mom and Dad, because they don't know that yet either. So.
Awesome, you guys. So good to talk with you. Congratulations. And Scotty, I can't wait to celebrate with you. All right, Scott
Thank
Flanary.
you. I'll see you soon.
Scott Flanary and Brooke Camhi, winners of season 29 of The Amazing Race. Thank you so much.
Yay. Bye.
Bye.